Hey everyone, what is going on? So I have a spicy video for you today. I have almost an hour's worth of videos against jokes. We played these in Orlando in the hotel. We were super tired, but we were still battling the Rose Cup. So as you can see, none of us have teams put together. He certainly didn't. I might have had a team, but since we didn't show teams, I don't really remember what it was since I did a lot of battles. I think I might have switched some, so I might have been using the set of specific 6. I'm not sure, but we have epic battle. So if you're gonna stay for the whole video, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you're gonna stay for a part of it, let me know. I'm curious to see who's gonna watch it all the way through. As I said, it's close to an hour. I think it's about 54 minutes worth of battles. So absolutely epic battles. We're just testing things out, or he certainly is. He's using some spicy Pokemon that you might not necessarily see. I'm using some interesting Pokemon as well. Well, more meta relevant, I think. But we're just trying things out. We're all, as I said, we're both super tired from the trip, but we're just having a good time. Still battling even after battling all day during the tournament. So we will definitely see how these battles go. So this is the first battle. Bear with me, guys. I might lose my voice by the time this is over because I'm going non-stop. I've done hour videos before. My Richmond Ferocious Cup was over an hour. So, but still, I still might lose my voice. So we'll see. But anyway, my last Pokemon is going to be that Machamp. I still have 2 shields. I am going to shield up this Shadow Ball. Machamp's not going to do much against the Lowland Mawak. Well, actually, it would have been decent if I got off the Rock Slide, but he also has Clefable. Not going to do much, and he's going to instantly delete me. Rock Slide did a decent amount, but he's still going to be able to delete me, so he does take Game 1. And again, these battles are actually not in any specific order, so just throw that out there. But for the next one, he's throwing in that Sableye. We do catch him in the lead. He's going to have to bail out into Drifblim. And I look at my back and I switch into Drapion. You guys saw a Drapion video, but we're not focusing on it for this video, but we're using it. So we do have that Drapion. Lowering my attack, which is obviously not good. So we're going to have to boost it again with Fell Stinger should we want to get it up again. So I'm going to go ahead and let this Icy Wind go through. Because he lowered my attack, he lowered it twice by now, which is really unfortunate, but that is okay. We could boost it up a little bit with Fell Stinger, as I said, so we'll go for Fell Stinger immediately, just to get off, not to get off damage, but he actually ends up shielding. I was really surprised about that shield, because even if I went for Aqua Tail, he could have taken it, but we did a lot with Bite. Yeah, we really did a lot with Bite. I wasn't expecting to hang around that long. So I'm going to bring in my Drifblim against his Steelix. I do know he has Crunch. Well, I don't know, but I know Steelix has Crunch. So I'm assuming he does. So he does hit me with the Crunch against my Drifblim. Charging up, I do go for that Shadow Ball, hoping he would think it was an Icy Wind and decide not to shield this. And he doesn't shield it. Still takes it relatively well, though. I'm going to be able to get off an Icy Wind. And I figure, well, okay, even if he shields it, he's going to be... lose his attack, right? What am I trying to say? He's definitely going to lose his attack. So I'm going to switch into Clefable, shield this. I didn't have to shield it, but I might as well. And we're going to win, but the video cuts off, so I do apologize for that. And we're going to jump into the next game with my Machamp versus his regular Cantonian Muck. So not good for me. I'm going to charge up a little bit and then switch out because he's taking resistant damage. I do bring in Skarmory. However, this Muck has Thunder Punch, which I kind of forgot about, so I totally messed that up by switching into Skarmory. I was thinking, okay, poison, so we could take it, right? But no, he actually has Thunder Punch, so definitely bad play, I guess, but that's okay, because as I said, just having a good time. So we get hit with Thunder Punch. Actually, we don't, because we're going to shield it. He brings in his Alolan Mawak, another Pokemon we're going to be weak to from that Fire Spins. Missing some bubbles, only getting a great, but that's okay. So we're just going to continue to charge up. He's probably farming me down as he does. So now we have Machamp and Drapion. I'm going to bring in Drapion. We're going to be weak to those Bone Clubs. I know I could take it, but Machamp's counters are going to be resistant. So we're going to try and knock him out. Unfortunately, he gets to another Bone Club. I thought he would, but he's going to be able to hit us with Bone Club. This game is not really going too well for us. He's still up 2 shields. He has 2 Pokemon in the back. Drifblim, gonna take a load of damage. Oh my gosh, guys, look how much damage he's taking from all those bites. Plus, even, it doesn't matter if he shields us, he does, but we're just going to increase our attack. And then he brings in Kanto Muck, and now he brings in his Drapion, and we're actually able to finish it off. I thought I was gonna lose that. He was up 2 shields. Bite Drapion with a boost, does not care about shields, guys. I wish I got that video, that battle in the Drapion video. Bite Fell Stinger Drapion does not care at all about shields, similar to Charm. So he does basically win the lead over there. I'm going to switch into Skarmory. We resist his poison moves. He switches into Steelix, so definitely not good for me. Although I will go for the Flash Cannon just to get off some damage, right? We're going to get off not much, but it's better than nothing. That looked like a CMP tie. So we're going to be able to take this, but that actually didn't really do that much. I expected it to do more. I wonder if he deliberately didn't hit the bubbles, because I really expected that to do more, unless I'm wrong. Maybe it doesn't do more, but I thought it should. So I'm going to go for the Sky Attack, and that's really not doing much either, but the damage is adding up, so hey, we'll take it. So Kafanchi, yeah, really not doing that much, so I guess that's how much it does. Anyway, he switches into Golbat, totally fine. He's going to hit us with a charge move. I am going to shield this one up. It's going to be a Poison Fang. I was thinking of calling his bluff, but I decided not to. So I'm going to call the bluff this time and not shield it. And this one is going to be a Poison Fang. Still does a good amount. So we're going to bluff him with Cross Chop, hoping he takes the bait. Hoping he does. And he does. So he does shield it, so now we're going to go for Rock Slide, and let's see if he wants to use both shields. He does. So that's fine. He's going to be able to feint us, but at least we took both of his shields, and I do bring in my Skarmory. Not the greatest position. I mean, I do let this attack go through. I was hoping I could get to a Sky Attack. He actually doesn't really do that much at all. He does do another Poison Fang. I am going to shield this because I figured I could get to the Sky Attack if I shield it. But he actually comes in and feints me before I'm able to, so that was a beautiful play on his end. He will hit me with a charge attack. It is going to be Crunch. We do resist that, so we're able to take it and feint Steelix, so that's fine. Then he'll bring in his Golbat. I'm like, maybe, let's see. He does get to a Poison Fang. Now, I was thinking I could take this Poison Fang. I didn't know how well I could. So we do take it. We're not at a lot of health. So he is going to bring in his Sableye. We actually get to a Play Rough and steal this game, I think. Wait, does he have a shield? He does not, so we actually steal that game. Another game I thought I was going to lose. How do I win that one? It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. So, good games. So we're going to jump into another one. I do lead with my Steelix, my beautiful shiny Steelix, and he leads with Drifblim, switching out into this Stoutland. I almost forgot the name. It is Stoutland, so I'm going to go ahead and get off the Cross Chop. And he will shield that. Now, because it recommended in my raid battle once, Stoutland against, I think, Darkrai, I knew it had Play Rough, so that's why I knew to shield it. He wasn't going to catch me with Play Rough, there's no way. I knew that thanks to the raid lobby. So we're going to go ahead and not shield this one. Going to be that ominous win. Must have not switched it yet, maybe not switching to Icy Wind, so that's fine. We used Drifblim in the Sinister Cup, or at least it was eligible for Sinister. He will shield that one up, so we do take his last shield. And I will bring in my Steelix, trying to get to this Crunch. We get to it, but he gets off his charge move first. Unfortunately, I do shield it. It is going to be a Shadow Ball. I could have taken it, but I decided to shield it to keep my Steelix healthy. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Crunch. And that's not going to take it out, which I didn't think it would. He brings in Lipod, so I switch immediately into my Metacham. And look how much damage Lipod has taken. We're actually able to feint it down. To be fair, we took a lot of damage too as well. Lipod has a good attack. It's not bulky at all, but it has a good attack. So, yeah, Drifblim not taking much damage, so we're actually going to go down. And now we bring in Steelix to try and feint him down with Dragon Tail. He does get off a charge move. I'm assuming it's going to be a Shadow Ball. Let's find out. It is going to be a Shadow Ball, so Drifblim without Icy Wind, but that's fine. Just don't have time to switch it, or maybe you don't have the TMs. I know Jokes struggles with TMs, of course. So, that's fine. So that might be one of the reasons why he doesn't have Icy Wind on it yet. So we're going to jump into another game, and I do lead with my Skarmory. He leads with his Alolan Marowak, so we do have to watch out for Fire Spin. Definitely not good for us. So I'm getting ready to switch. I decided to go for the Sky Attack because I knew ultimately this would still do a lot of damage to that Alolan Mawile. Well, it didn't really do that much, but it did okay damage. For some reason, I decided not to switch. I don't really know why, but we do block correctly. We do block that Shadow Ball, and I figured I could feint him down before he got to another Shadow Ball, although we almost feint as well, and it did cost us a shield. So, but at least we got off another charge attack. Unfortunately, though, it's going into a Skarmory, so probably should have switched against the Alolan Mawile, but I hate switching first, so I didn't. Anyway, he's charging up, and then he's able to knock me out. So I do have a Wigglytuff as well as a Blaziken, none of which are going to really be good against this Skarmory. You can see how much damage Blaziken is taking. Wigglytuff's charms are going to be resistant. I still do a decent amount, I guess. I mean, he's low, so we're going to go ahead and fire off a Blaze Kick, hoping to at least take a shield at this point, right? So we do take a shield, and then I do switch into my Wigglytuff. I knew this was going to be a Sky Attack. I wasn't trying to catch the Sky Attack or anything, but I wanted to be able to try and feint him down because he is low. So he's just going to bring in his Fortress and another Steel type that's going to resist my Charm damage, which is not good. Yeah, this game is a lost cause. That's totally fine, so I'm going to go ahead and go for that Ice Beam. So I do go for the Ice Beam, and then he's just going to, I guess, just feint me down as he does. He has loaded energy. I do bring in my Blaziken. We'd be able to knock him out if he didn't have energy, I guess. A little bit of lag, not a big deal. He is going to go ahead and get off his charge move. And this is, I believe, yeah, it's Earthquake, so it's definitely going to knock us out. Probably could have taken like a Heavy Slam, but it doesn't matter. He won anyway. So we lose that one, so we're going to jump into another game. We are going to jump into another one. I do lead with my Machamp against his Skunk Tank. And Skunk Tank is neutral to fighting types, but it's still, or fighting moves, but it's still taking a good amount of damage. We do get to Cross Chop really fast, so I will go ahead and get it off right now. And we're just going to try and feint him down. At this point, he does hit us with a charge move. I knew whatever it was. I mean, Machamp's not bulky, right, in the Great League, so we're going to be able to shield that and then feint him down. So we do have a Rock Slide as well as a Cross Chop ready to go. He does bring in Drapion, and I go for the Cross Chop. Just to try and get off whatever damage we can. He does shield it, and we actually go for another Cross Chop. Sometimes I click on the switch icon just to see what I have in the back. I don't necessarily do it when I plan on switching only. I just want to see what I have in the order they're in, so I know what I might want to switch into coming up. So that's why a lot of the times the switch icon comes up and I don't switch. It's not necessarily because it glitched out. Sometimes that's the case, but not always. It's just because I want to see what I have in the back. And I just check, occasionally. I sometimes do that. So anyway, he's going to hit me. I know Steelix can take it. So Steelix will be able to take this Rock Slide easily. So we're going to go ahead and go straight for this Earthquake, trying to knock out this Probopass. Let's see if we do knock it out. We do. He has no shield, so of course that's going to easily knock him out. He's going to go ahead and go for a charge move. It will be that Aqua Tail. It's super effective against us, but Steelix is so bulky. I'm really liking Steelix for this cup. A lot of people, not a lot, but a couple people had been asking me what are some of my favorite Pokemon for this cup. Well, I'm really liking Steelix. I have Probopass coming up in a future video that I liked as well. I do like I think Skarmory is good. Skarmory is always good, right? I think I like Clefable more than Wigglytuff because Wigglytuff is neutral to fighting attacks, right? So you're still taking decent damage from it. Machamp is pretty good. It's squishy, I guess, but it's still really good against the Cross Chop fast. I haven't tried Close Combat. Some of you want me to try that. I haven't used Charizard in this video. I will be using it in a future video. I think Charizard is pretty good as well. I do want to try out Rhyperior. Look at that Fire Blast, by the way. I'm going to interrupt you guys and say I didn't shield that because I was not expecting a Fire Blast. Jokes was laughing his you-know-what off after the fact. And the only reason he has Fire Blast on it is because he just doesn't have the TMs to TM it. So he didn't have another move on it. But at that point, I was just stunned. I was not expecting it, guys. What can I tell you? I was expecting the Shadow Ball, which still would do a lot to Steelix. But so it was like you could argue, well, I should have shielded anyway. But I certainly was not expecting the Fire Blast, which is going to one-shot it. So way to go. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to win this one, guys. He's going to bring in his Cantonian Muck. I'm just going to let my Wigglytuff go down, and that's going to be the end of it. So he wanted this in a video. He's got it in a video that, of course, he's got it. Of course, I'm going to show it to you guys. So totally catching me with that Fire Blast. So you could really catch your opponent off guard depending on the moves, right? So next game, Haunter versus my Steelix. Now, Haunter is a Pokemon I don't have a legacy of. I do not have Shadow Ball. So I can't really say if I like it or not. I don't know. It's really squishy. That doesn't mean it's bad, but I think with Bite Drapion, it's just going to eat it alive. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be really popular. That Pokemon is probably my favorite for this cup currently. I love using it. It's not invincible, but it only has one weakness. So I mean, I guess it does take a lot from neutral attacks too, depending on the attack, but I'm loving Bite Drapion with Fell Sting. I have Aqua Tail as well. I'll probably like Aqua Tail, although it gets other good moves like Crunch and Sludge Bomb, right? So we both go down actually at the same time. We both use both shields. So that's the thing about Haunter. It's really squishy, but it does do a lot of damage as well. So it is good. Anyway, he pulls the switch into Skarmory. I'm going to charge up energy. We have energy ready to go for the Pokemon in the back. We know what it is. I'll switch into Skarmory. We're going to go ahead and take this attack. It will be that Sky Attack. I was pretty confident he didn't have enough for Flash Cannon. I mean, I wasn't counting or anything. We were super tired. I doubt either of us were counting. I was just playing what we both were. So, but I didn't think he had enough energy for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for that Sky Attack. And he will take it. And of course, because he has to take it, we're going to get off another Sky Attack. So looking pretty good for us. We're in a pretty good spot. It will hit him, and we're just trying to feint him. He actually pulls the switch, and that's a good switch. I should have switched out as well after my switch timer came up, but that's okay. We're going to go for the Sky Attack, switch into Machamp, go for the I almost said Cross Combat, Cross Chop, and we're going to knock out that Pokemon, and then we're going to knock out Skarmory. Skarmory's just going to collapse. So we do go ahead and win that one. So that was a very good game as well. So let's see. We're going to jump into another one. We were playing this, as I said, in the hotel the night of the tournament, and I think the night after, or for the next couple of days. We stayed a little bit longer than the tournament. He's going to switch into Mikago. Unfortunately, it's raining, but we don't get the bonus. His fire types are not weakened. His attacks are not weakened thanks to the raining weather. No, that shouldn't be how it is. I'm just messing around. But that overheat's absolutely going to eliminate us from the game, or at least Machamp. We're going to bring in Clefable. I don't have a good answer to this Mikago, so Mikago, yeah. Pretty interesting. Maybe we'll try it out. I mean, it could be interesting. We don't have water types. We have water moves. Viperia with Surf. Definitely have to try it out. But anyway, we're going to use a shield on that Mikago just to get it out of the way. Yeah, and out of the game. So he does bring in his Wigglytuff, right? That's the Wigglytuff, isn't it? Yeah, I'm using Clefable this time. So we're going to get off Meteor Mash. He will obviously shield that. He knows Meteor Mash is coming, and he's not going to take it. So our Pokemon will faint, and then we'll bring in the Drifblim, and I will hit it with an Icy Wind. I was expecting the shield, so I did go for the Icy Wind, and he does not shield it. I was actually really surprised. I was expecting the shield. I'm not saying it was a bad play not to shield, but I was totally expecting it. Anyway, we're almost done. I do go for the Icy Wind. I was hoping I had enough for an Icy Wind and a Shadow Ball. As you can see, I don't. But if I did, that Shadow Ball, that would have knocked it out, right? I think so. I want to say I think so, but we didn't have enough anyway, so he does win that. So for the next game, it's my Drifblim versus his Scizor. So he's trying out Scizor, so that's pretty cool. Scizor, pretty interesting. I was getting ready to switch because I know it has Night Slash. There it is, and that's going to do a good amount of damage to us. He said he was like just trying to get the boost. So I switch into my Steelix, and this Steelix is going to be able to take that Night Slash. He's going to pull the switch into Medicham. Definitely not looking good for us. We're going to get off a Crunch, which is going to be neutral to Medicham. Now, I do want to use Medicham more. I took it off I did have it on my teams for like these past couple of Rose Cup battle videos, but I did want to try it out a lot more because I want to switch its move. I want to delete Psychic and add I think I need Ice Punch. I have Dynamic Punch, I think. So I want Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch. I'm going to bring in Drifblim, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind against this Pokemon. He is not going to shield that. Now he's going to get off his charge move. Obviously, it's going to be an well, I was about to say obviously it's going to be an Ice Punch, but it was actually a Psychic. And now I bring in my Machamp, and I should have put in Machamp earlier, I guess, against his Scizor. That was probably a mistake. Anyway, he brings in his Sableye. Yeah, we're not winning this game, guys. We are not winning this one at all. So he does go for the foul play. I do shield it. We're going to go ahead and go for the Rock Slide. So this Rock Slide will be met with a shield. Totally fine. At least we took his last shield. We actually go for another Rock Slide. I was hoping this would knock out the Sableye, and it actually doesn't, although I guess that's better for us because we get a little bit of extra energy. It came close. He brings in his Scizor, and we actually get to a Cross Chop, and I'm like, can Machamp pull this one out for us? Cross Chop does knock out, and then he brings in his Medicham, and he faints us. So I still didn't win, but we came super close with that Machamp, guys. Super close. So another fine game. Thank you so much for these battles, Jokes. You know I always appreciate it. We've been friends since before PvP came out, of course. That's why it was him and I who basically started it. I mean, I started the channel, but it was him and I who were battling since the Twilight. I started the channel in the Boulder. I had like one other person I was battling, but he's not really as much into PvP anymore. Unfortunately, he doesn't come to the tournaments anymore. Rarely does he come to the tournaments. So now it's just like Jokes and I. I mean, it's not just us, but like I'm just saying he's the one who I've basically been battling since the Twilight Cup. So yeah, I do certainly appreciate the videos, of course, or the battles that allow me to create the videos. So anyway, he's out of shield, so that's definitely good for us. We do get to a Sky Attack, so he does waste both of it. Not waste, but he uses both of his shields, and we're still able to knock out that Clefable. He brings in Skarmory. I am going to switch into my Drapion. That's another thing I have to get better at. I have to switch faster than I do. Sometimes I'm able to switch fast. Sometimes it takes me an extra second to think about what I'm switching. So for now, I do go for the Aqua Tail. I probably should have went for the Fell Stinger, but I figured my Drapion would probably fall fast. But we're still alive with Drapion, and he brings in his Venomoth, so I am going to go ahead and bring in my next Pokemon. Going to be that Skarmory, and we do get to a Sky Attack, and of course Sky Attack is going to eliminate that Venomoth from existence. Not from existence, it's still on his team, it's still in his game, but it eliminates him from the battlefield. So GG's, so we win that one. We're going to jump into another one. As I said, guys, this is pushing an hour. Let me know if you watched this whole video. That's absolutely insane, guys. I really do appreciate it if you do sit through this video. I wasn't expecting a long video like this. I didn't know I was going to compilate all of these battles against Jokes in one video, but he deserves it. He's an excellent battler, right? So we'll debuff that Golbat. He does shield it up, and we debuff it. So I do shield this, not wanting to take a Shadow Ball, but he does bait me with Poison Fang, so that was a nice call on his end. So for the next move, I do go for another Icy Wind. So is he going to let Golbat go down? I think it would knock out Golbat. No, it actually doesn't. Never mind. It doesn't knock out Golbat. So I do shield, and it is the Shadow Ball. Even though it's debuffed twice, we might have been able... You know what? We probably could have taken that, but I decided not to. So I do go for the Icy Wind, and hoping to take his shield. He does shield, probably expecting my... Shadow Ball, and look how much Bite did. Look how much I just came in and Bite almost eliminated that. What the? He does bring in his Medicham, and I am gonna go ahead and go for the Aqua Tail. And again, maybe he should have went for the Fell Stinger, but we were low. Generally, when I'm that low, I usually go for the Aqua Tail, but that's okay. We're in a really good position anyway. Well, both out of shields, so I'm gonna bring in my Skarmory. I know he has, let's see what he has. He has Psychic, so Psychic Ice Punch, right? So really good position for Skarmory. If he had Dynamic Punch, that would have done more damage, but he doesn't. And then Haunt is coming in, and it's leaving immediately. So good game. Good game. So we're going to get into the next battle. By the way, guys, random question, but let me know how many Great League wins you have in your badge. How much does it say in your badge? Mine is over 2,000 right now, which I'm pretty happy with. Jokes has over 3,000, so he has more than me. I think he does he battle more than me? He probably he battles a lot of recommended battles, so I would say he probably does battle more than me. But I like battling the Soph Cups. But anyway, we hit him with in Icy Wind, and I'm just happy that we got his attack debuff, so I'll definitely take that. So he's going to get off his charge move. We wouldn't shield these regardless, but especially since they're debuffed, definitely not. That's not doing much damage at all. We could charge up for a Flash Cannon. Well, we don't get there quite yet, but it doesn't matter because I was going to go for this Sky Tech anyway. Wasn't even trying to bait. So it does a good amount of damage, and he will get off a charge attack against my Skarmory, and that's going to be resistant. So we're able to take that, and I'm just charging up extra energy, as you could see, and then I decide to get to a Sky Tech before he gets off a Sky Tech or a Flash Cannon, and we will send it away. It does knock him out. He brings in his Alolan Marowak, and I don't want to feint to Fire Spin, so I am going to go ahead and go for a Sky Attack. I mean, we ultimately will feint to Fire Spin if we don't get out of there, so we do get out of there into my Drifblim. Now I do have to watch out for Shadow Ball, so I do shield this. It is a Bone Club, so that was a nice bait. He gets off another charge move, and I shield it as well, and it is going to be a Shadow Ball, so he will switch into his Gliscor, and once I see Gliscor, I was actually really happy to see that, because Icy Wind, isn't that weak, double weak to Icy Wind, so it's going to remain unshielded. He will get off a charge move of his own, cannot shield this, and we're about to see what it is. It's going to be an Aerial Ace. Does Gliscor not have Night Slash? Because I know Trexler didn't use Night Slash on me, and I thought it had it, but I could be wrong. Is that Gligar that has it? Maybe I'm totally wrong about that. Maybe it does have it, you just couldn't get to it. I'm not really sure. Guys, let me know in the comments down below. And we're going to bring in Clefable, and as you can see, Clefable not doing much because Alolan Marowak does resist it, but he is very low, and Charm is still a powerful move, so we're still going to add to the damage it takes. He hits me with a Bone Club, able to take that one, and then we just feint the Alolan Marowak. So we actually still have all three Pokemon left. So that was pretty cool. So we're going to win that one, and we're going to jump into another game. We're pushing the half-hour mark, guys. Well, halfway through the video. So I lead with Drifblim. He leads with Stoutland, and that does have Lick, so I do have to get out of there. I don't think I realized that it had Lick at first. That's why I didn't switch out immediately. But anyway, we're going to go for the Rock Slide against this Drifblim, hoping he would think it was a bait, and I guess that's what happened because he didn't shield. I do not shield this one. It is going to be an Icy Wind, so I guess he switched his Drifblim to have Icy Wind. Probably took off Ominous Wind. We're going to go ahead and go for that Cross Chop. He will shield that one up, not wanting to feint. And we actually get to another Cross Chop, though, so I was really lucky for us. Wasn't sure I would be able to get there, but we do get there. And he will shield up. So we actually take both of his shields. The problem is he's going to have an Icy Wind for whatever comes in, and that's going to lower my Pokemon's attack, guaranteed, even if I shield. I will shield it, but it's still going to lower my attack. But at least we're able to feint him and lower his attack now, although he does get off a charge move, so I'm going to go ahead and shield this, expecting that Play Rough. It is going to be a Play Rough, and we do get off that Icy Wind right now. Yeah, lowering his attack, so Lick is lowered, which is good. He switches into Clefable immediately, and he's like, oh, man. So this is, as you know, really good for us. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Earthquake, and that will not knock out Clefable. Clefable really, I guess, tankier than expected, maybe. Not able to knock it out, but that's okay because we're still in a really good position. He does hit me with a Psychic, but again, we're able to take it, and we go for the Crunch. So yeah, Charm is really powerful, and you should probably have one user, either Wigglytuff or Clefable. They both have their advantages. You should probably have one of them on your team, but they do have counters as well. Probopass, Steelix, Skarmory, right? So you do have to watch out, but they are really good for this cup. So we do go ahead and win that game. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and jump into another game in just a moment, right now. So let's see what happens. I do decide to lead with my Drapion, and he leads with his Haunter, so this is beautiful for me. I just want to see that Haunter go down immediately. He switches out. I actually got a phone call, so the editing cut off. But right now he has his Venomoth in the game. I do switch into Skarmory, and we're just going to try and feint this one down. Easy to be able to feint it down. He does get off his charge attack. It is going to be a Psychic, but we still resist like Wall of Venom or Smooth. Poison Fang, he doesn't have a, I knew he didn't have a Poison Fang one, but even if he did, that's going to be horrible against Skarmory, right? So he does bring in his Haunter, and I am going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack to try and knock it out. And let's see, he does shield that because that would have knocked out Haunter. He actually switches into Drifblim, and I am going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack against Drifblim. So we're in a really comfortable position. He will not shield that. We have both shields. We're trying to get to another one. He does get to his Charge Attack. So I decide to let Skarmory go down. So it does, and now I have Drapion and Drifblim. So I am going to bring in Drapion, and we actually are able to feint him. And then I do try to go for a charge move. I'm actually going to go ahead and shield this attack because I know how fast Haunter goes down to Bite, especially if it's buffed, right? So it doesn't matter if he shields. He does shield, but look at this. OMG, guys. OMG. That's crazy. That is just crazy to see. That's why, I don't know, Haunter not my favorite pick in this cup. I'm not saying don't try it out. If you have a Shadow Ball one, even if you don't, even if you want to try the Sludge Bomb one, yeah, I mean, by all means, definitely give it a try, but it's not my favorite Pokemon for this cup. Super squishy, which is fine. It does have a high attack, but that Drapion, just watch out for it. I think Drapion's going to be a big player in this cup. He does switch into Medicham, and I am going to go ahead and charge up to that Shadow Ball. I do go straight for the Shadow Ball, hoping to catch he doesn't shield. He does ultimately decide to shield, though, so that's fine for us. Now, I know he has Ice Punch, which we resist. He also has Psychic, of course. He does go for the Ice Punch, perhaps a bait. But, you know, I wasn't going to shield it even if it was a Psychic. I'm not going to shield this attack. This one is going to be another Ice Punch. I mean, the damage is adding up, right? So we do go for that Shadow Ball. I'm like, okay, we might as well go for the Shadow Ball, take the last shield, or knock him out. We do knock him out. So that's good for us. He does bring in his Steelix. As for my favorite fire type, I've been asked this as well. I like Alolan Marowak and I like Charizard. I'm not sure which one I like more. I do use Charizard for a future video. I'll have to use them both more again because I definitely want to see. I like them both though. I want to say Charizard for this cup, but Alolan Marowak is really good too. I'm not really sure. But anyway, he does bring in his Charizard. I go for the Fell Stinger. Could have went for that Aqua Tail, I guess, to do a lot of damage, but I was trying to catch a shield. He doesn't shield, but even though we didn't go for an Aqua Tail, we actually get to one. And look how much damage that Bite is doing anyway. We don't need an Aqua Tail. He's just going to let Charizard go down because he knew it was over anyway because I still have 2 shields. But either way, we do go ahead and win that one. So picking up 500 Stardust. Again, these games are not in order, so they might be. I mean, they might be in order. I'm not sure if they are or not. But for the next game, I lead with Drapion, and he leads with Alolan Marowak. This is actually really good for me. Now, obviously, we are weak to Bone Club, but look how much Bite. Before he gets to 1 Bone Club, he's already below half. That's how good Drapion is. Now, I could have shielded that. I decided not to. We get off a Fell Stinger, not expecting a shield. Could have went for that Aqua Tail to immediately knock out the Alolan Marowak, but Bite is able to finish it off, and we get a little bit more energy from it as well. He brings in Nidoking, so that's really interesting, and I am going to go ahead and go for another Fell Stinger, and maybe he'll think it's an Aqua Tail. He does, so he shields it, but look how much Bite is doing to Nidoking, guys. Look how much, but if you don't bring a counter, like a Charm user, I would say, obviously resist Bite. Is that basically it? I mean, that is going to be really solid. You need a Charm user for Bite Drapion, guys. You really do. That's another reason you need a Charm user on your team, because it will resist Bite. Now, I mean, the damage is still okay. The damage is still not bad. That's how crazy Bite is, especially buffed. But yeah, he does let his Drifblim go down. He wasn't expecting a bait. He just let it go down because he figured the game was over. So we do get a Sinnoh Stone for that one. We don't need any more. So we're going to jump into another game. I do lead with my Machamp. He's leading with Rhyhorn. So trying out Rhyhorn. Very interesting. I do want to try out Rhydon and Rhyperior. He switches into his Clefable. I was super slow on that switch. And the problem with being that slow is because Clefable is just going to eat away at my health. So I am going to go ahead and go for the bait, which is Bone Club. And he does not take it, which is unfortunate for us. We get to another one, but he does get off his charge move first. I am going to go ahead and take the Psychic. We're able to take it. And I do go for the Bone Club because I figured we would probably be knocked out by Charm before. So Bone Club does go into the shield. So we actually get to another one. So that's good for us. wasting a shield and possibly still knocking him out. Actually, we take 2 shields, but I'm definitely okay with that. So I'm definitely okay with losing the lead if we take both shields. That's good for us. So let's see what is coming in. It's going to be the Clefable. Don't want to take any charm damage towards my Machamp, right? So he does bring in Rhyhorn. I switch and I actually click on the close combat, but he gets out of there just in time. So that was a really good switch on his end. Unfortunately, not able to get to the Rock Slide now. So that's unfortunate. We went for the Rock Slide. It would have obviously knocked out Charizard, but that's okay. He's able to knock us out. And we're going to bring in Clefable. And I do shield it up. It is going to be a Dragon Claw, so nice bait. But we're down to our last Pokemon. We're in a really good position. We don't want to take any chances. I'm not going to take a chance with this attack either. It is going to be a Dragon Claw, so obviously could have taken those. But again, not taking any chances. He brings in his Rhydon, and we do get to Meteor Mash. Honestly, I don't even know what moves Rhyhorn has. It has Horn Attack just because I know he used it against me once. But other than that, I have no idea. But Mud Slap is a good move, so that's cool. So yeah, we do win that. So we're gonna jump into another game. I do lead with Skarmory versus Drifblim. So let's see how these battles go. We're charging up. I am afraid of that Icy Wind. I do hit him with the Sky Attack. I'm not afraid of Icy Wind because it does a lot of damage. I'm afraid of it because it lowers my attack, and I don't like that. So yeah, we're not going to shield this. He actually hits with a Shadow Ball though, so nice play on his end. I was expecting the Icy Wind. He does bring in Macargo, and I switch, but I switch late, although we still have energy. We still have a Sky Attack ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Bone Club. It is, Macargo is double weak to Bone Club, Rock and Fire, so he will shield that one up, not wanting to take damage from it. Do I shield this one? I do not. He hits me with an Overheat, lowering his attack, and because he lowered his attack, I was able to get to another Bone Club. Let's see if he takes it. He does. So even though that's double weak to it, it still doesn't do much, right? Because Bone Club is a weak move at the end of the day. So we bring in Skarmory and we go straight for that Sky Attack because we do have the energy. It will not knock him out, so he'll be able to knock me out. But that's fine. Clefable. I thought I had Machamp, but no, Clefable. We have to see if Clefable can carry us all the way. We do have 2 shields. He does have Drifblim. That's totally fine. Unfortunately, if this is an Icy Wind, it will lower our attack even though we can shield it. So we do shield it, and then he brings in his own Charm User. But because even though our attack is lowered, we do have energy, and we're able to hit him with a Meteor Mash. Super effective. Knock out his Pokemon, and then we could just charm down this Drifblim. Still have 1 shield, even if he got to an Icy Wind. But yeah, anyway, good game. So let's jump into another one. Alolan Marowak versus Medicham. So he's going to pull the switch into Charizard, and I decide to stay in. I don't actually switch. Charging up for a Shadow Ball. He does hit us with a charge move. It is going to be a Dragon Claw. You know, I think Blast Burn is probably the better move. I mean, he might have been expecting the buff, but anyway, he does the bluff. Excuse me. I switch into Machamp, trying to get to this Rock Slide. We're not able to get to it, unfortunately. I do shield this. It is going to be a Dragon Claw, so nice bait. Although that still does a decent amount to us. I do go for that Rock Slide, so we're either going to take the last shield or we're going to knock out his Charizard. So we do go ahead and knock out Charizard, and now he brings in his Medicham. And I am going to go ahead and go for the Cross Chop. And this Cross Chop's not going to do much, but we just want to get damage to him. He brings in Wigglytuff and absolutely obliterates my Machamp. I bring in my Alolan Marowak. Right now, trying to charge up for the Shadow Ball. We do charge up for the Shadow Ball, and I do go for it. Now, this Wigglytuff is part normal, so it will resist Shadow Ball. So that's one of the reasons why it has a benefit over Clefable, but at the same time, it's also weak to fighting, whereas Clefable resists fighting, right? So I'm kind of leaning towards Clefable because I feel like you're going to see more fighters than you will Shadow Ball. Although Drifblim and Alolan Marowak are in the cup, so I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know which one you like more. I'm really curious to hear about it because, I mean, both of them are good, but yeah. I'm probably leaning towards that Clefable, but Wigglytuff is good as well. I mean, it has benefits for being that normal type. So we're going to go ahead and win this game. So we're going to jump into another one. 40 minutes, guys, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love making these videos, and I hope you guys love watching them. So Drifblim for Steelix, or against Steelix, I should say. So we do get to the Shadow Ball, but I do go for the Icy Wind. I wasn't really expecting a shield. I was expecting a debuff, so we're gonna get that. So that's why I went for the Icy Wind. I know he has Crunch, obviously. He does hit me with a Crunch, so I am going to go ahead and charge up, hoping maybe he would think this was a Shadow Ball. At this point, he might shield it. If it is a Shadow Ball, he does not shield it. It's actually another Icy Wind, of course, so could have went for the Shadow Ball, perhaps knocking that Steelix out. I think it would have knocked it out, but I decided to do the debuffs. That's fine. So we're going to try and feint down the Steelix, and we are able to feint it out. He must have just gotten to a Crunch. Must have just gotten there, right? So we are able to feint him down with Fire Spins. We have energy to boot. He does bring in his Charizard, and I go for the Shadow Ball. I guess I probably should have baited this one, but I didn't. Anyway, I don't know why I switched into Skarmory, but I do. I switch into Skarmory, believe it or not. So he hits me with a Blast Burn, and that's going to knock me out in one hit. So really not good for us. We do get up to that Shadow Ball. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. I do have 2 shields, so I will shield that Dragon Claw. And we're going to continue to charge up, and I go for the Shadow Ball. Maybe he will think it was a Bone Club, and he does let Charizard go down, so I guess that's good for us. However, he is Wigglytuff. And as you know, Wigglytuff is not going to be good for us, so I don't want to see that, because he does resist both of my moves, so I don't want to see Wigglytuff. Not only that, but he has a shield, so I'm just going to go for the Bone Club. We do resist Charm, but it's not really going to matter. He does shield it up, and he's just going to be able to feint us down. We still have the shield left, but again, as I've mentioned before, Charm does not care about shields. So the next game I do lead with my Drapion. He leads with his Rhyhorn. So, very interesting. He does have Mud Slap, and that's scary for me. So, I am going to go ahead and stay in. That doesn't make any sense, but that's what I'm doing. So, I do go ahead, and at this point, didn't know what attacks Rhyhorn had. And as I could see, it does have that Horn attack. I will go for the Aqua Tail. I just want to knock him out, and he will shield that. So, correct play to shield that. Probably expecting the Aqua Tail. Could have gotten a little bit more damage if I went for the Fell Stinger, but that's okay. We bring in my Alolan Mawak. He will hit us with Horn Attack. We're going to resist that, sure, but those Mud Slaps are super effective against us. His Rhyhorn is just tearing us apart. I didn't know what to do with it, or do against it, I guess. We will finally knock it out, so I'll take it, but now he brings in Makago. We're going for another Bone Club, and this Bone Club is double super effective, but Bone Club's a weak move, so it's not really going to matter. He will knock us out. We're still sitting with 2 shields, bringing in Skarmory. Do have to watch out, because I know he has Overheat on that thing. I don't know if it's double moved, and it is because he also has Stone Edge, but yeah. Anyway, we get to a Sky Attack, so this Sky Attack will be shielded, so he does go ahead and shield that one up. He probably wants to try and take my last shield. He brings in Skarmory, which is beautiful for us, guys, because guess what? It's weak to Flash Cannon. So, and he has no shield. So we're actually able to win this because of Skarmory. So yeah, team composition I think is very important. In this case, it's important everywhere. Actually, we lose. Never mind. I thought we were going to win that one just because it looked that way. So we actually still lose. Sorry, guys. But we almost won. If we had a little bit more health, we would have won. But no, we still lose that. So there I go, not knowing what I'm talking about. So anyway, Drifblim versus Clefable. Can you blame me, guys? This is over 40 minutes. It's late at night for me, but I'm loving it. So anyway, we hit him with a Shadow Ball. He's probably expecting the Icy Wind, so he didn't shield. So that Shadow Ball will be able to go through. So now he's going to go ahead and bring in his next Pokemon. We try to get to the Icy Wind, but that Sableye just deletes us before we're able to. So that's really, really unfortunate for us. I do bring in my Machamp. We're doing a decent amount to it. I mean, it's a decent amount, but not really that great. I mean, we don't have a Fairy-type Charm user with us, so going to go ahead and go for the Cross Chop, hoping that he would think it was a Rock Slide and Shield. So I guess that's what happens. He switches, I switch immediately, expecting Charm. So we do call that one correctly. Again, though, that's Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff is resisting Shadow Ball. But if your opponent opts for Charizard over Alolan Ninetales, that normal typing won't really matter, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that normal type will not really matter because it's not going to resist Shadow Ball because there's not going to be any Shadow Balls, except unless if they have Drifblim, which is going to be really common in my opinion. So I'm trying to feint down the Wigglytuff. We are able to feint him down. He does bring in his Sableye. I'm going to go ahead and go for that Bone Club, expecting the shield. He actually does not shield that. I was actually really surprised. That was a good play, though, not to shield that. So we do bring in my Alolan Marowak, and we do go for Bone Club. He has to shield this, right? He does shield it. So we're trying to get to another one, desperate to get to another one, not able to do it, so he actually wins that one. So Sableye is another Pokemon I actually haven't used yet for this cup, and of course you guys know I have to try it out, but we haven't yet. So for the next round, I do lead with my Clefable versus his Drifblim. So I know he's going to go for the Icy Wind. However, look how much health he's taking, right? That's more than half before he can get to the Icy Wind. He might have overfarmed by one, maybe. Actually, he did overfarm because he goes for the Shadow Ball. And because he went for the Shadow Ball, I have to go for my Charge move because I thought that he would knock me out before I knocked him out, which is actually not going to be the case. We're going to both go down at the same time, but we took a shield from him, so I will take that. So we do have a Alolan Marowak as well as Skarmory in the back, and I bring in my Skarmory. Not looking good for me. He brings in his Charizard, and he is going to go ahead and get off a charge move. So I will take it. It is going to be a Blast Burn. That does a good amount of damage to us. He switches into Magcargo, and I'm going to go ahead and go for this Bone Club. Now, I believe this is a 2-hit KO, or, yeah, I mean, yeah, actually, is it? I mean, I guess it's not even, it's close, so we're going to go for another Bone Club. Yeah, it's not a 2-hit KO, at least not with the one I have. So we bring in my Skarmory, so I'm going to go ahead and farm him down. I don't know how much energy it takes Magcargo, so I guess he wasn't there, but I will go for the Sky Attack, and obviously he has to shield this, there's no doubt about it. But I still have 2 shields, and I was trying to get to another Sky Attack before he feints me down. We're able to do so. So I wasn't expecting a Charge Attack. I was expecting him to try and feint me with Fire Spin, but he's not able to do so. We actually win that with 2 shields. Wasn't planning on it, but we were able to do so. So, good game. So we're going to jump into another game. So I do lead with my Drapion, and he leads with his Alolan Marowak. I love seeing it. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and switch out into Medicham, and I do switch out into my Alolan Marowak. And of course Psychic does good damage, but we're still able to take it, so I am going to go ahead and take it. It's actually going to be an Ice Punch. But yeah, anyway, we're charging up for Shadow Ball. We do get to the Shadow Ball. Let's see what I decide to go for. He's going to go for another Ice Punch. I don't know if he's just trying to bait me or not, but either way, I do go for the Bone Club, and I'm trying to catch the bait, and he does not fall for it, so nice play on his end. I'm going to go for another one. He's probably just going to let his Medicham go down at this point, but I'm still going for a Bone Club, and we do get it, and now I could just farm down with Fire Spin, although if he goes for Psychic, is that going to be enough? He goes for another Ice Punch. I don't think Psychic would have been enough. He actually switches into Charizard, and I do go for the Bone Club, so I'm 100% expecting the shield on this one. He has the shield. He does shield. And I was like, okay, can I get to a Shadow Ball? I do shield this because I'm trying my hardest to get to a Shadow Ball. And we do get to it. I wasn't sure that I could, but I am able to get to it. So we do get to the Shadow Ball. He does shield it, though. And we're going to bring in Machamp right now. And we do have Rock Slide on Machamp, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this. Will be that Blast Burn. So not going to take it. And we do get to the Rock Slide. So I am going to go ahead and go for the Rock Slide right now. And this will knock out the Charizard. So Charizard does go down. We're both out of shields. He does bring in his Alolan Marowak. So I'm trying to get to that Rock Slide. We're able to get to it. So let's see if this knocks out the Alolan Marowak. What do you guys think before it does? Let's see. It does not. It comes close, but it doesn't knock it out. So that was a CMP tie, and he's going to go ahead and get off a charge move, which will be Bone Club. We actually live it, but we're going to fall from Fire Spins, and now I bring in my Alolan Marowak. I have a little bit more energy than he does, hoping to feint him down. We are experiencing some lag, totally fine. I do feint him down before we go down, and he brings in his Medicham. I was trying to switch that time, wasn't able to, but it doesn't matter. It didn't matter what attack he went for. Even if he got one off, we would have survived it, and Drapion would have knocked him out. So the next game I do lead with Alolan Marowak. He does lead with his Drapion, so not good for us if he has Bite, and of course he does, so we're going to pull the switch into Machamp. He's neutral to fighting. He brings in Clefable. This is absolutely terrible for us, so we're going to go for the Rock Slide just to get damage off. It will do okay damage. I mean, I'll take it. It's not great, you know, but still does damage. So we bring in the Alolan Marowak against his Clefable, and I think I just try and farm him down at this point. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. So, yeah, I'm just trying to farm him down. He does hit us with Psychic, so we're able to beat him. And then he brings in his Drapion, of course. I was expecting that, so I do go for the Bone Club. And he will shield that one up. We actually have back-to-back Bone Club, so I'm going to go for another one against that Drapion, and he will take it. So he's going to knock out my Alolan Marowak. Now I bring in my Drifblim, and he's going to go for a charge attack. I do not shield this. It is going to be Fell Stinger. That's what I was expecting. Even though it was Noctotail, I wouldn't have shielded it. But look how much damage. It's really bad to be on the other side of that, isn't it? But there was really nothing I could do against that. You could see the power of Drapion from Jokes. You could see it from me. You could see it from anybody. You all know it's powerful. I'm going to lead with Skarmory. He leads with Alolan Marowak. Got to watch out for that Fire Spin. So we're past 50 minutes now. This might be the end of the video, guys. Let me know if you're still here. If you're still here, comment down below. Yeah, the 50 mark, I want to know if you're still here. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Shadow Ball. And that will be met with a shield. And I guess he was expecting Shadow Ball. That's fine. It is Clefable instead of Wigglytuff this time. So Shadow Ball will be doing a good amount of damage to it. Actually knocking it out right there. So I'll take it. He'll bring in Drapion and just bite me all the way down. So I decided to bring in Clefable, and you could see that he's neutral, so he takes good damage. And we resist bites, so we're able to take it. He goes for Aqua Tail. I probably would have went for Fell Stinger there. I'm not really sure. Anyway, he brings in his Alolan Marowak right now. I will go ahead and shield this one up. It is going to be a Bone Club, and then I do switch into my Skarmory. I don't know why. I really don't. I have no idea why. Because, I mean, I know Charm's resistant. Like, he resists Charm, right? But, I'm weak to Fire Spin. I don't know why I made that switch. But it happens. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack. He will shield that up. And he's going to just feint me down. Feint my Skarmory all the way down. And I do bring in my Clefable right now. And I will shield this. And it will be a Bone Club. So that is fine. And we're going to go ahead and go for the Meaty Mash. Just to, I guess, try and knock him out. I don't really know. I wasn't really feeling this game. He will bring in Drapion. And I'm like, we do resist bite. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? And we do it. We literally win. I did not think I was going to win that one. That's why you need a Charm user against Bite Drapion, guys. You really do. One of the reasons, I should say. So, we actually pulled that one off. I did not think we were going to win that one from the beginning. Not from the beginning, but I didn't think we were going to win that. Last game of the video. Terrible lead for me. I got to switch out as soon as I can before we take any Charm damage into my Alolan Marowak. He will switch into Drapion. You can see how much damage we take. The good thing about this is we have an energy advantage, so we're able to get off probably multiple Bone Clubs before he's able to knock us out. So at least we're doing damage or taking shield with Alolan Marowak. As you can see there, we do take a shield. Trying to get to one more. He does get off his charge move. I'm not going to shield this. Obviously, it's going to be a Fell Stinger. So that won't knock us out, but the bite will immediately delete us. So that's fine. We do have Machamp as well as Clefable. And I know he probably won't be able to get to another charge move. I do bring in my Clefable to be able to feint down Drapion. And now he'll bring in Skarmory. Not good for us. And neither is the Machamp in the back. So this is not looking good. But as you can see, we start lagging. And for some reason, we're like, what in the world is going on? It looks like I'm charging energy, but I can't attack. He's saying he can't attack either. So this game actually just glitches out. But I'm giving him this to win. He would have won this one. So he gets the win, even though we don't finish the game. So he still gets this win. Credit to him for winning that one. But as you can see, total lag. In a tournament, I would have obviously given him this win. But anyway, that will be it for this video, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.